To another video, man, and today we're doing a Tupac MTV interview from 1994. We done this 1995 MTV interview where he was walking with the lady on the beach, and I believe in that video he got a tattoo. All the fans, they were looking at him like, huh, do we know him? Like, why is he getting all this attention? Stuff like that. We've been done that, but this is the 1994 version. This is something that somebody commented. And yeah, man, we're gonna jump straight into it. This is Tupac Tuesday, so y'all keep in mind, this is what this for every Tuesday. If I'm not doing album reactions, I will be doing Tupac Tuesdays, dropping Tupac content every Tuesday. So if this is your favorite artist, y'all make sure y'all subscribe, be on the lookout on Tuesdays. In June, I plan on doing some type of video for him revolving around his birthday month. Obviously, he's a Gemini. He did not hide that in none of his music. The brother is a Gemini, so I can only imagine his birthday is June something. Also, we have Crazy Bone. We're going to be doing a Crazy Bone album in June because he's also a Gemini. But yeah, man, y'all comment down below. Is there any Tupac album that I haven't done? I believe I've done all of them. I'm going to go back and I'm going to go recheck. If I haven't done a Tupac album, if I didn't do one Tupac album, I'll add that on the list of Tupac albums to do in June. If not, I will be ranking all of his albums from my favorite to my least favorite, or my least favorite to my favorite. I'll just be doing it like that. I'm gonna go back and go re-listen to all of his albums and really find out which ones are my favorite. Probably have like a top 3 to a top 5 songs off each album, and probably have my least favorite songs in those. I don't know how I'm gonna format the video. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna figure it out. I might just do my favorite songs off of there, or I might do my favorite and my least favorite. I don't know if I'm gonna actually play music or not. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna figure it out. But like I said, we're doing the Tupac MTV interview from 1994. Without further ado, we're gonna jump straight into it. Let's see what he's talking about on her.
What do you think you're most known for? Your acting, your music, or the controversy that surrounds you?
My big mouth. My big mouth. I got a big mouth. Can't help it. I talk from my heart. I'm real. You know what I'm saying? Whatever comes, comes. But my controversy probably. And it's not my fault. I'm trying to find my way in the world. I'm trying to be somebody instead of just make money off everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so I go down paths that haven't been traveled before, and I usually mess up. But I learn, you know what I'm saying? I come back stronger. I'm not talking ignorant, you know what I'm saying? So I obviously put thought into what I do. So I think my mouth, my controversy. I have not been out of the papers since I joined Digital Underground. I've been in, you know what I'm saying? It's never, my name has not been not uttered, you know what I'm saying? And that's good for me because I don't want to be forgotten. If I'm forgotten, then that means I'm comfortable. And that means I think everything is okay. I was having concerts, they were sold out, white boys, Mexicans, blacks, and they would do whatever I said. I could tell all those people in the audience to turn around in a circle, and they would do it. I was having love, like undeniable love. And I was scared. I was scared that I would come to a town and I have the leader of the gang there telling me, what do you need? I was scared, but so was America. So was somebody else, because all of a sudden I had all kind of legal problems. And you have to think about this. I had a clean record for 20 years. A clean record, living in the ghetto, in the gutter, no record. What about my morals then? What about my character then? You know what I'm saying? In 2 years that I start raising noise, that I start being publicly viewed, I've had a record. And now it looks like I'm a criminal who has no way of being reformed. But all of these came one after the other. Do you understand? Right. It takes logic.
Well, what about, that's another interesting part of your past. Have you ever been incarcerated before?
Have I ever been incarcerated? No, not for longer than a day. Long enough for somebody to take me. The police can arrest anybody they want, put them in jail. But if you stay there, you know what I'm saying? I haven't stayed anywhere. I've been arrested a lot, put in a cell, and they come and get me when I call my lawyer. You know what I'm saying? But I'm an innocent type of guy.
Well, I wanted to bring up, obviously tomorrow is a big day. You're being sentenced tomorrow. Yeah. And, we're sitting here in 24 hours, you'll know what the situation's going to be. Are you thinking about the prospect of going to jail?
First, I was like, I'm not going to jail. I was like,
Is this, are they talking about the case 1994 where he, this has to be the shooting at the police, because after he shot at the police, I think that charge got dropped because they found out those police officers, you know, had dirty motives, this and that. They were known racist cops, blase, blase. And in 1995 was the alleged rape allegation. Is that true? Is that the timeline, if I'm not mistaken? And then that's when Suge ended up bailing him out, and in return Suge wanted Pac to sign with Death Row. And yeah, in 95, I believe that's when that happened. But y'all comment down below.
they try to come get me for something I didn't do. I'm an open fire, you know what I'm saying? But I can't do that because it's not just me anymore, you know what I'm saying? That's what they expect. If I have to, if God sees it fit for me to spend time in a cell, if he wants my brain to be inside of a cage, if he's brought me so far from hell to put me here, and now he wants me to go to jail, I'll go. You know what I'm saying? If that's where I'm meant to be. But I don't think so. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I don't really believe in my heart that I belong in jail. I don't believe I did anything to warrant me going to jail. I'm not capable of doing any harm to any woman. That's really the main thing. You know what I'm saying? I do mess up. I do act crazy. I do get drunk. I do have parties. I do, you know, get into little fist fights with guys. But I'm not capable of doing any harm to a woman. You know, taking something from her or anything. That's not me. That'll never be me.
Now they talk about women. So I'm confused. What situation is this right here? What is he going to jail for?
I don't have to worry about me hurting kids or a woman or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. I'm a victim. I would never make anybody a victim. You know, that's not me. I would fight people bigger than me or stronger than me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a victim. But I would never, you know what I'm saying, oppress somebody. I'm the oppressed. So that's the main thing.
What do you think, if you do go to jail, is to be expected because you are a known personality?
I'm going to ask to be put in solitary confinement, and I'm going to do push-ups and read books and come out weed-free, smoke-free, and with a degree or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I won't let it stop me, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to jail to just parlay. If I went to jail, best believe it's not like I'm going to have a problem in jail. I got love there, you know what I'm saying? I got love from thugs and the street dudes. And I can go to jail and probably organize a riot, you know what I'm saying? But that's not what I want to do. If I have to go to jail, I don't even want to be living. I want to just cease to exist for however long they have me there. And then when I come out, I'll be reborn, you know what I'm saying? I'll be taking less problems. And my mind will be sharper and the venom will be more potent, you know what I'm saying? So they shouldn't send me there. They should really try to, you know, it's like you don't throw more gasoline on the fire.
That boy try to do some reverse psychology. They like, no, don't send me to jail. That's gonna be the worst thing y'all do, because I'm gonna come out stronger, I'm gonna come out deadlier. But if y'all keep me out of jail, who's to know what happens? You feel me? But I get what he's saying. He basically saying if I go to jail, I'm gonna come out with way more knowledge than what I know now, and I'm gonna tap into a certain mentality that y'all won't be able to stop. And y'all seen the crazy run he went in when he got out of jail. The brother spoke it into existence.
Put it out.
Mm-hmm. What about? I mean, this is one step, and there's some other, you know, cases that are going to be coming up. What has changed for you? And you mentioned the last 2 years is when everything started to happen, one after the other. What changed for you in these 2 years? How is your life now different than it was before?
Like I said, you know, it was no spot for Tupac. It's not like there was somebody like me before and I moved into the spot so I can ask him how he did it. You know what I'm saying? There was no spot here. Nobody wanted to be, you know, the person that thugs and the street people could rally around. Nobody wanted to be that. So when I was that, I couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? I could handle it, but not right away. Of course, I had problems. I was making mistakes that anybody would make when you have 14,000 people ready to do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? When you have all over the country people waiting to hear what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? This thug life code, we have a code putting order to the violence on the streets. And when they're all listening to you, I got people in the penitentiary, you know what I'm saying, big time OG criminals who are calling me, telling me they want me to lead their movement. I mean, I'm gonna have a problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have a small identity crisis here. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I was from a single father. You know what I mean? A single mother with no father, no male figure. Now I got every man in America who wants to take an order from me. You know what I'm saying? Who wants to know what I want to do. Or,
hey, so he basically saying like it's people who want me to take charge, people who want me to run their organization, run their gang, or do this, or speak for them, or be the front runner for them. But I grew up with a single mom, you feel me? How can I lead when I didn't even have a leader? That's basically what he's saying. Crazy.
you know, what's my plan for young black males? And that makes me scared, but that makes me want to rise to the occasion. You know what I'm saying? What makes me want to give my whole life to him. And I will give my whole life to this plan that I have for Thug Life.
Now, when you said a code, I don't know exactly what do you mean by a code?
I organized the OGs in the East Coast and the West Coast and the penitentiaries to come up with a set of codes of ethics for criminals, you know? Like, we're going to be against drive-bys, kidnappings, attacks on people that are not involved with the street gang, with the drug trade or the illegal business at all. You know, all that kidnapping and shooting drive-bys out the car, we're against that. And people who perpetrate that, they have to deal with the consequences when they go to jail, because that's who's going to enforce this code and the thug life that's on the street. It's like we cleaning up the dirt. I can't change what the dirt that's here, but I can put all this dirt in one corner. You know what I'm saying? Somehow have some order here. And for that, they need to give me a little leg room. You know what I'm saying? Let me do what I want to do, because nobody else is going to do it. Nobody else wants to do it. But I'm not scared to walk in the middle of Watts, Compton, Chicago, wherever, and sit down with whoever's the OG and say this is what we need to do. When did I ever say I was a gangster rapper? Is Frank Sinatra a gangster singer? You know what I'm saying? Is Steven Seagal a gangster actor? You know what I'm saying? I'm a thug. When I'm saying thug, I mean not criminal, someone to beat you over the head. I mean the underdog. If the person that had nothing succeeds, he's a thug, because he overcame all obstacles. It doesn't have anything to do with the dictionary's version of thug. To me, thug is my pride. Not being someone that goes against the law, not being someone that takes, but being someone that has nothing. And that even though I have nothing and there's no home for me to go to, my head is up high. My chest is out, I walk tall, I talk loud, I'm being strong. I don't understand why America doesn't understand thug life. America is thug life. What makes me saying I don't give a fuck different than Patrick Henry saying give me liberty or give me death? What makes my freedom less worth fighting for than Bosnians or whoever they want to fight for?
Difference is, my brother, especially at that time, probably was your skin color and who you are as a person. You feel me? Where you from? I really think it has a lot to do with your skin color rather than where you're from, because they automatically assume if you black, you from the hood, or they automatically assume like, oh, you did, like, you gotta think. I'm sure this Patrick Henry brother or person, not brother, but this Patrick Henry person had a mom, dad, got a wife, got kids. You feel me? He's the ideal American family right there. That's the American way of living. You got a family, you got a wife, you got kids, you had your mommy and your daddy home. You feel me? You structured a certain type of way. You fighting for the United States, this and that. But when you a thug, they feel like you don't have any sort of home training, like you have no care for the world. And he explaining what a thug is, but the fact that you're using thug and trying to be a leader to the world, it just doesn't rub well with the people who are supporting a Patrick Henry person. It's going to be hard for them to support you because of your choice of words, I guess. If Tupac was walking around in a suit and wasn't rapping and talked a certain way, and not the way that he talks right here, but talk very professional, I'm sure more people would like him. But since you are who you are, I don't think it was meant for you to try to change the world. Not in that aspect. You could change the world through your music. You could change the world through other things. But trying to, be up there with them politicians, they got a whole totally different way of living and thinking. You feel me? And it wasn't meant for you to even be on that tight timing.
But this year,
Before Thug Life, when you were with Digital, working as a roadie and as a dancer, was that real? When I just read that you used to like do dance, the dances with the plastic.
dance with the naked dog. That was me. That's what I mean by I'm real. I'm truly hardcore because I needed the money and I had to work. So if he told me that for me to get paid, I had to go out there in bikini briefs and hop on top of this dog, and that's how I got to get paid. And I was homeless at the time. That's what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? But what I did was not let him pimp me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I just did that because that was my order. As soon as I got the chance to say what was on my mind, I said what was on my mind. And we have a platinum record now. You know what I'm saying? So I went from dancing naked with the dogs, being unknown, to now having a platinum record. You know what I'm saying? And now I don't have to never touch another naked dog. I'll never have to dance, jiggle, nothing. I can hire dancers. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 people dancing. I can have people dancing in the audience. You know what I'm saying? Well, you have to work from one point to go to another point. So I admire the work ethic. I think that it should be reinforced throughout our neighborhoods, that everybody should work hard. Practice makes perfect. You have to be diligent about what you want. You have to apply yourself. You have to motivate yourself. And you have to do it for self, by yourself. And then you can do things for other people. But that's what I had to do. I had to do for self.
Do you feel in any way by having a 40, having a gun and a blunt, if that's glorifying the use of that to children?
It might. I thought about that, I thought about how much that, the 40s and all of that. And I was kind of against it before, but whatever I wrote was honest. It might not have been positive, you know what I'm saying? It might not have been politically correct, but I've reached somebody, you know what I'm saying? They relating to me. They relating to the brutal
Pac, and I think Pac, his goal was not to just speak out to the streets or speak out to the thugs or speak out to people in his demographic. Like, I think Pac wanted to speak to the whole world. He wanted to be able to touch everybody's soul and heart. But you got to understand, you can't touch people who don't relate to you or who don't know what you're talking about. They looking at you like you speaking Spanish. Whole time you speaking English, but they not going to understand. They think it's nonsense. A person, like, okay, that's just like with all the killings in this generation. You feel me? You could tell a Christian person, you could tell a religious person, they could be like, oh, I'm not going for no disrespect. You talk to a street person, like with me, like I tell my mom all the time, like, I'm not tolerating no disrespect. I'm not letting nobody disrespect me. I'm gonna show them something. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, blase, blase. And she religious, she Christian, so she gonna hit it with the oh no, there's another way to take it. Let God deal with it. God gotta give it to God, this and that. But you see, she's not gonna understand where I'm coming from because that's not the lifestyle that she lives anymore. You feel me? Like for me, I look at it as a religious person. They get walked over because, you feel me? My thing is, I'm religious, but I'm not gonna be dumb when it comes to the religion. And what I mean by dumb is I'm not gonna just tolerate anything. You feel me? At the end of the day, God got me regardless. God has the final say, like, but I'm not gonna let nobody step over me. I'm not gonna let nobody do this and do that. And then, my mama, her favorite thing is, oh, look how they did Jesus though. Look how they did Jesus. I'm not Jesus though. I'm not trying to be like Jesus. I don't want to get beat, stepped all over, and die. I don't want to do all of that for just to let it keep happening. If somebody disrespect me, I can't just let them have that. I can't just walk away. But certain people are programmed differently, and and that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Whatever I wrote was honest. It might not have been positive, you know what I'm saying? It might not have been politically correct, but I've reached somebody, you know what I'm saying? They relating to me. They relate to the brutal honesty in the rap. I rap about the oppressed taking back their place. My lyrics and my verses are about struggling and overcoming. I think I'm being responsible, but it's hard. Once you start worrying about what you're saying, I get writer's block. Kind of like, I can't say that, that's too harsh, can't say this. Now I have to just block it out and trust my heart that I'm doing the right thing. It cuts both ways. To me, it's like When I say I live the thug life, baby, I'm hopeless. One person might hear that and just like the way it sounds, you know what I'm saying? But I'm doing it for the kid that really lives a thug life and feels like it's hopeless. So when I say hopeless, and when I say when I say it like that, it's like I reach him. You understand? And even if when I reach him, it makes it look glorious to the guy that doesn't live that life. I mean, I can't help it, it's a fad, you know. He'll drop the thug life soon enough. But for the person that I was trying to reach, he'll pick it up and I'll be able to talk to him again. But many of my fans don't have ID. Some have jobs, some don't. Some are on welfare, you know what I'm saying? Some are not. Some are rich and some are poor, but they all share that hopeless feeling. My fans know that I'm real. My fans go to jail just like me. They understand me. Half my fans are white. The white fans, they listen just as much as the black fans. The ones that have approached me, I've been genuine fans. These are the people that are gonna have jobs in the future and are gonna hire my family. I get love. I still get love from my community. I owe them everything. That's what I owe everything to the hood. I cannot give it up. I didn't want to change. I love that, you know, even though I was with Janet Jackson, big movies and all that, I'll be up at the dirtiest house party in the hood. And people could not believe it. And I used to thrive off that. Being up in the party and somebody turn around and go, oh my God, that's too hot. And everybody going crazy because I'm up in the dirty party, no security, lights out, drinking, hella drunk, you know, drunk with everybody else. But that's what kept my sanity. That's what kept me right, and that's what kept me going.
It seemed like Tupac never really wanted to get too far from the streets, though. It seemed like Tupac always wanted to be connected to the streets. It seemed like he always wanted to, you know, be close to it because that's all he knew at one point. You got to think, when you come from something and then you go away from it for too long, it's like, life is kind of boring. Let me bring that excitement back. You feel me? Let me go back to my roots. Let me go back to what I once known to be home.
I mean, women know that there are bitches out there. I don't know why women look surprised. They know. They say it louder. They just think that we're saying they're all bitches. That's not what we're saying. I give my honor to my sisters on welfare. Tupac cares, if don't nobody else care. And that's what I try to do with Keep Your Head Up and Get Around. I said, I'm gonna write a song about the women like my mom or the women like my sister, who I think represent a strong black woman. I did that. Now I'm gonna rap about the women that I see every day, and that was Get Around. If I just did songs like Keep Your Head Up, it would make me seem more than what I am, but I'm just a normal man.
Hip-hop, rap music in the beginning, or a song like Grandmaster Flash's The Message, where basically they were saying, you know, it's like a jungle sometimes. I wish, you know, I wonder how I keep from going under. The whole root of what that song was basically saying, look, these are the problems here. You know, and here we are 10 years or plus later, these problems are still there, and the intensity of the music has built to the no hope, the I don't give a attitude. How did we get from Grandmaster Flash, The Message, to where we are now in hip-hop?
Again, you have to be logical. You know, if I know that in this hotel room they have food every day, and I'm knocking on the door every day to eat, and they open the door, let me see the party, let me see like them throwing salami all over I mean, just like throwing food around, or they're telling me there's no food in here. You know what I'm saying? Every day, I'm standing outside trying to sing my way in. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. After about a week, that song is going to change to, we hungry, we need some food. After 2-3 weeks, it's like, you know, give me a food, breaking out the door. And after a year, then you just like, you know what I'm saying, I'm picking the lock, coming through the door, blasting, you know what I'm saying? It's like you hungry, you reached your level, you don't want any more. We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them, you know, with civil rights movement. We was asking, you know, now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're going to do? And we shouldn't be angry. And my raps that I'm rapping to my community shouldn't be filled with rage. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be filled with the same atrocities that they gave to me. In the media, they don't talk about it. So in my raps, I have to talk about it. And it just seems foreign because there's no one else talking about it.
Right. Well, playing devil's advocate, somebody might say, well, what does Tupac have? He's a movie star. He's got, you know, hit records. What does he have to complain about?
And I'm going to tell you. It's like being the last person alive, you know what I'm saying? After 3 days, you can't do anything. What can I do? Where can I go? There's no black neighborhood you know what I'm saying, with black people who have the same amount of money as me. You know what I'm saying? There's richer and there's poorer. There's no just, you know, did a movie, got a little bit of money, living okay, black neighborhood. I have to be in a white neighborhood, so I don't fit in. That's hell. It's hell when you can't be around your peers. All my life I grew up around black people, poor people, but I can't live around poor people now because they'll rob me. And why would they rob me? Because they're starving, because there's no money here. But they're telling me, now that I made a little money, I have to move here. So it's not like no one's ever trying to deal with this section. They're just moving away from it. And we're going to have more stars coming from the ghetto, but they're gonna all move this way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all the society is doing is leeching off the ghetto. They use the ghetto for their pain, for their sorrow, for their culture, for their music, for their happiness, for their movies, to talk about boys in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be another I don't want to be 50 years old at a BET We Shall Overcome Achievement Awards. You know what I'm saying? Not me. You know, I want when they see me, they know that every day when I'm breathing, it's for us to go farther. You know, every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like, they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. They know what I'm going to say. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish, and because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change it. I don't know how to change it, but I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody's going to clean it up.
Facts.
Well, how did your relationship or lack of a relationship with your father influence who you are today?
Because I didn't have a father, I thrived for the family, you know what I'm saying? So that's what made me be able to do this work. That's what makes me be able to accept all black people as my family. You know, that's part of my downfall. But because I didn't have a father, it makes me cold and bitter. Not just as the excuse. I know people are tired of hearing, oh, you have a father, rough life. But, you have to be logical, you know what I'm saying? The reason I didn't have a father, it's not like I'm saying, okay, now sympathize with me. I'm saying, remember that I'm telling you I did not have a father. So when you go, what kind of kid is that? What kind of morals do we got? I don't know.
Exactly. He's more so saying that, like, how can you blame me? Like, I'm going to get in trouble. I didn't have any real guidance. Like, yes, I had a mom, but a woman can't raise a man. Literally, a woman cannot teach a man how to be a man because she's not. I feel like women, like, honestly, this might sound crazy. I think women should only strictly raise their daughters and sons should only be risen by men, because a woman can't teach a man how to be a man. A woman is going to tell a man to don't be emotional, don't show signs of weakness, because she thinks that's what a man is supposed to be. No, men could cry too. Men could be emotional too. You feel me? And this is coming from a boy or a man, however you want to view me, who wasn't raised with a father figure. You feel me? So showing signs of weakness and crying and stuff, that's weak. That's go get this money, blase, like do this, do that, like go be a man, go make something shake. And in this generation, in my mindset right now, it's embedded in my head that I can't show no signs of weakness. If I'm struggling in life, if I don't got enough money to pay a certain bill, I don't go out there looking for help. You feel me? I'd rather struggle. I'd rather sit in my struggle until I can get up out my struggle. You feel me? I don't look for no type of sympathy. And I feel like men should be raised by men and women should be raised by women, because a woman can only teach a woman. I mean, literally, they have the same parts. Most women, I'm not gonna say most women, but women sometimes they do think alike. You feel me? Women tend to agree with women more because they're women. I feel like it's only a little bit of ways to go about a situation in a woman's head. Women are more emotional, so it's more common for them to agree. I feel like with men, it's just like, I feel like men rarely agree with each other, but all men need guidance. Men need guidance. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Men need guidance. We need a father figure. We need a male figure in our life. It don't even have to be a father, but a man has to be raised by a man. That's how I feel. A boy has to be raised by a man. And I'm not even just saying just because you're raised by a man, you're going to live a good life. No, because some people can't raise certain people. Like, not everybody's fit to be a leader for another person. Because you got to think, whatever you teach this kid, good or bad, they're going to think it's always good because that's what they're taught. If you're stealing as a leader and you have somebody looking up to you, your kid may pivot to stealing because they think that's the right thing to do. So I'm not saying just because you're raised with a father figure or raised with a male figure in your life, that doesn't mean you're going to be set in life. But I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It's difficult being raised by a woman, but you know, I feel like it molds you mentally. It messes with you mentally. Versus physically. When you're raised by a man who probably isn't a good leader, it's like that's generational curse right there. Like, I don't know. It's a lose-lose situation. It's like, I don't know. Because not everybody is meant to be a leader. You feel me? Not everybody can be a leader. I will say that. So, I don't know. It's a tricky situation.
I was raised by a Black Panther, you know, and out of jail. I was raised by a lot of street people. So, of course, my values are real street-orientated. But that doesn't mean that I don't have any values or I don't have any morals. You know what I'm saying? It's just that my morals are applied to the people who I'm around. Because I was raised by a woman half my life and then thrown to the streets, it's like I got the woman side, then I got real rough, manly values like forced on me. There was no Jesse Jacksons around, you know what I'm saying? Those people weren't around. All those people that pop up and say, we need to check what we're saying and rapping and TV, those people are not around.
If you had a father figure growing up, how would you be different? Would you be different right now?
I think I'd probably be a lawyer somewhere, you know? Because I wouldn't have hung out. I wouldn't have looked for that father figure. And I wouldn't have learned all this treacherous street game that now I can't forget. They didn't even use them goddamn pictures. They used the picture some photographer took a year ago with me with a straight jacket on. You know, am I crazy or what? Am I crazy or what? Hell no, I ain't crazy. I wasn't crazy when you was interviewing me. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't crazy when we were sitting up there when I had the paint in my... But it's okay. They got to sell, you know, magazines, and that's fine. You know, I understand. But to me, we just had a long interview. I don't seem crazy. You know what I'm saying? I seem logical. What's really going on is this is a crazy world. And if you're not a tad bit crazy, you will not survive.
I've seen. Feel me, man? Y'all comment down below. I'll tell you what y'all think about that video right there. I think that right there, he was talking about some real stuff. I can't lie. He was definitely talking about some real stuff. Kind of, you know, get to pick his brain about the way he thought his process of really making music. Because at the end of the day, the brother said he's real. He's true to himself. He's true to where he's from and his people and his upbringing. So you gotta respect that. My respect for Tupac, the more I hear him talk, because he was a very intelligent person. Like it's like he thought about what he said, but he also didn't care about how it came off at the same time, because he was unapologetically him. Like, he didn't care if you liked or respect how he felt. That's how he felt. And he's expressing himself in a way that most people, most men, black men, can't really do. But I say men in general, because I feel like all men are not taught to show emotions. I think that's just an unforbidden rule in a house. Like, you just can't show no emotion as a man. But he know how to express his feelings very well, so that's good. You feel me? But listen, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, turn the post notification bell to be notified every time I drop a video. Follow me on Instagram, link will be in the description box down below, man. I'll see y'all in the next one. Hope y'all enjoy.